we go. All right, cool. While everyone's popping in, I'm going to mute everyone, and then I'm going to go ahead and answer the questions that were in the Facebook group just to get started off for anyone who can't attend the call. And just as a reminder, in the Facebook group, to find the call, you could go under the featured tab right here or up here to find a link to the coaching call. So, all right. Brett had the first question. He said, hey, just posted the first video, posting 4 more over the course of the next 5 days. Good to hear. I used microworkers for my first video, and in 24 hours, I have 64 views. I wanted to check in to see if that's okay for the first video. I understand that I need to get traction, so it might be tough to establish for the first 2 weeks. So yeah, Brett, that's pretty normal for a first video. You know, it's going to take at least a full week before you start seeing videos get 100, 200, 300 views, especially, you know, with microworkers. So just give it a little bit of time. It's the first video. I would say check back in at least 2 weeks and see where you're at. You should definitely be double those numbers, hopefully triple or quadruple those numbers. Okay. Trent said, if a channel is kind of stuck in the same amount of views, not making much, how long do you keep pouring money into the channel before you think it's a dud? That's a good question. So it really depends on your risk tolerance, your budget, because, you know, I've seen videos down the road, like 8 months down the road, get traction and then really make the channel, you know, worthwhile. So I would say as long as you could stick it out. For me, it's about 6 to 8 months. I don't like to go past that because, you know, past 8 months, I mean, you're pretty much, you know, you're pouring a lot of money into the channel. And that's, I think the longest I've ever dragged out a channel was probably 8, maybe even 10 months. I lost track because it was kind of on the back burner, but that's usually kind of how long I give it. And that's why it's also good. I'm glad you started that second channel, which I want to talk to you about too, to see how that's going. On microworkers, if I have similar videos posted, is there a trick or way when I get them to view using a specific keyword? Sometimes my previous videos I have posted will pop up first for the keyword on accident, and they'll view the wrong video. So in the description of the job posting, I put search, you know, like for a make money channel, like your channel, you know, earn money from Google 2022, right? But then I will say, and watch the video titled, and I put the full title. Is that kind of what you're hinting at? Because when you put the full title, then at least they know the exact title of the video, and hopefully they watch that one. Now I've seen it in your case too, like that's happened to me where I'll have like maybe 2 or 3 microworkers watch the wrong video because I have multiple with the same keywords, but you know, 98% of them will view the one that's you put the exact title in the description so they could kind of see that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I just came across it just because my second channel is like ranking a little bit better just for the new videos than my previous one. So like if I had like, I don't know, you could put like free PayPal or whatever the keyword is, and then you'll accidentally rank for something else. So like I'd be ranking for like, let's say fast PayPal, but yeah, that was like 4 videos later. And then I just noticed it just in the new video, and I was just kind of curious because it seems to be working better when I use a specific keyword. Because I don't know, this channel just seems to be ranking a little bit better. Or maybe when I did the first channel, I thought I knew what I was doing, and I'm kind of getting better since I've had like 3 months of experience with the other one. But yeah, I just kind of noticed that, you know, I'd say like I send a bunch of microworkers, and I'd say probably like, I don't know, maybe like 15 go to the wrong one. I was just curious if you had a trick, but I guess if you put the whole title. And then plus these microworkers all obviously aren't the smartest people half the time. So I get that. I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, sometimes
I just didn't know if you had a trick. Yeah, I just didn't know if you had a trick because they'll see mine and then they'll see my channel and they're like, oh, that must be it because it comes up first. And it just accidentally comes up first from like a video 4 days ago. And I'm probably not even ranking for that video on that keyword. In some reason on their search, it appears. Because I think that's how YouTube works. Like just because it ranks for me, you know, because there's millions of people on YouTube doesn't mean it's not going to rank for someone else randomly. It seems to be what I've noticed.
Yeah, it could affect because they've been to your channel before.
Exactly.
where the rankings are. So how is that second channel doing? It's doing significantly better than the first one.
It's hard to tell. It's only like I've only posted like 6 videos, but
Okay.
I'll say this one's doing what I expected that you told me the first one should be doing. Because like the first one was like kind of going, and I was like, all right, because I tried to check some old data. I'm like, actually, the first one didn't seem that bad in the beginning, technically, but nothing blew up and it just kind of just stayed stagnant. So I was like always stuck. Like the highest I ever got was like 48 hours was like 1,000 views. Like like only one video went over 1,000, but nothing was really going over like, I get like a 500 or 600, but the 48 hours is what I was kind of dictating. It was just staying around 750, 800, no matter what I was doing. So that's why when we had that talk, I was like, let me just make a second one just to see if this is just one of those YouTube things, because I might as well, if I'm pouring money into it, to do a split test just from my own skills. And then the one I have now that has like 6 videos, it's already has like in 48 hours, like 152 views. And it just got monetized like this morning. So,
okay. So you're still,
so it wasn't even monetized before. So even pre-monetization, it's getting more views than my current one, because obviously a video hasn't blown up. So I know a video can just randomly go big. I get that because I've seen it just from other things. Because even like my most popular video is like 4 days ago that it started off at only 160 views. And then some reason 5 days later, it gets like 400, 500, and it's like tracking.
Oh, wow. On the second channel.
On the second channel. Exactly. Like on the second channel, I already got one that's over 600 views now.
That's pretty good considering you just got monetized.
Yeah, it's kind of like working more like how when we talked, you're like, oh, the first couple of weeks, if you can hang around 200 to 500 and then you catch it 1,000, it just seems like this one's tracking a little bit better. But when I looked at the old video or the old first channel, it's not like the stats are that much different, but it seems like I'm maybe ranking better. I'm not really sure, to be honest with you. So we'll have to just wait and play the game. It's just the second one's doing significantly better. And it's weird because the only thing that's up is the click-through rate in the beginning, but my view duration is not that great on that. But I get way more watch time. It's like the numbers don't even match, but it's like whatever, YouTube's doing its thing. But it's
And it could, like you said, you just kind of stacked your skills because now you know what to do. So you did everything from the beginning with this second channel.
Like that's kind of what I'm thinking. And I just, maybe even when I was doing some bad things on the first channel or whatever, I just didn't get lucky. Like, sometimes, maybe I got too cute with it because I thought I knew a little bit more, even though I was putting in keywords, but I was just trying to be more cute, like trying to mix in like affiliate marketing, even like when I thought it wasn't stacking. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just feels like more I'm just like sticking to 4 main keywords, or even, and that's what I'm just kind of putting in repeat. I'm just not getting cute with it anymore, and it seems to be working, but I'll keep you updated on that. I just want to know about the micro orders thing, but it's all good besides that. So we'll see. I just didn't want to keep pouring money because, you're pouring like, I'm putting about 780 in the first channel a month, which is fine if one blows up. So I'm already at like almost past like the $2,300 mark because it's like 3 months in. And I got a whole backload. Like I still have a month to go. So I didn't know if I was just going to kind of give it maybe 3 more weeks or a month because it's going to get into 4. But you said, you wait 6 to 8. So maybe I should try 5 or just keep doing this one. If the second one happens to blow up, I'm thinking I might be better just, cutting my losses and then making a third channel. Does that make sense? And pour that money into that, because if this one's already getting me 900 views of what my current one's doing, what's the worst case does that make sense? That's kind of what my thinking was. So I didn't know what your thought process on that, because you've done way more channels. Like how often have you had duds compared to ones that went really well? Like how many attempts do you think?
I've had a couple. I've had actually probably a few, and there was a few, like one of them is because I purchased the channel. Another is just because my skill sets weren't there yet. It was at the beginning. Gotcha. So, that kind of stuff happens. But, my most successful channel was like my fifth channel, including like the one that I killed one of the channels at the beginning. So, it's like those skill sets stack up. And then like when you launch a new one, you already know what to do. You're doing the community posts, you're doing the comments, you're doing, everything possible. From the get-go. So I think that's probably what's helping your second channel. But let's see. Let's check back in a couple weeks. for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Cool. So yeah, we're going to open it up to Q&A. So if anyone has a question, just raise your hand, or you could type Q in the chat, or type your question in the chat rather, and we'll get it answered. So I just want to congratulate James. I saw you got your channel monetized. Pretty awesome. I think maybe a couple other people as well. And then Andrew, we did an interview. So I'm going to have that interview up. He just got his creator award in the mail. So congrats to Andrew as well. Cool. Let's go ahead and Nathan.
Yes, afternoon.
How's it going,
everybody? Yeah. So, okay. So my current status, I've been a member for about 2 weeks now, and of course, I wasn't confident enough to try to just hire things myself. I thought I'd go through Louisa. So
Louisa, yeah.
It took a couple of weeks to get people hired, but now this is the first week everyone's been working on things, and I've had questions come to mind, and I know I'm very analytical, and I may overthink things and worry about the small details, but I have like 2 questions that have kind of come up. And I'm sure you've answered some of them before. I guess one thought, I was just browsing around, trying to see if I can find my own channel. And I found someone else's channel that is very obviously one of us, because it has the same 70-minute video and all that kind of stuff. Plus he had one video that I was already, going to make myself. So I can't help but think, like, what could be the effect of all of us, especially using the same channels as models and then making a lot of the same videos? Like, is this going to end up, eventually, as we get 200, 300, 500 people all, using your plan and everything, your services, isn't this going to eventually become more difficult for us?
Yeah, there will be definitely more competition. But, there is growth out of that, right? Because then we got to get creative, find different channels to model, come up with new types of content. But, overall, I think we're still pretty early to YouTube. I know it does seem like a lot of people, like if there was, let's just say 500 people, there's millions of channels out there. So,
I keep
in the same niches.
The same 2 have the only good videos. Well, I'm in the luxury niche. There's those 2 that you've already told us. I've done a lot of searching for things, and some of them are just music with, motivational images and stuff. And then a lot of them are not quite the right to get the workers to, there's not much script, or, it's just not the right, I don't know how to describe it, but they may just be interviewing people, or, it's just not quite the right thing. So I'm kind of stuck there a little bit, just having 2 channels to do. And so my concern there is just like, how many of us are doing this exact same videos? And then am I just going to always using the same 2 people's videos? Maybe 3. I found a 3rd guy I can maybe get some of his stuff. But so that's a little bit of stress. Of course, I'm just figuring things out too. But the other big question that came to mind, I know this is just the internet, of course, and not everything has to be accurate perfectly. After all, we're just, we're all in the business of just, getting people to click on our videos and watch it for a long enough time, of course. Right. So like what I've been seeing, so now my script writer has like 2 scripts written and actually got each one done. I would look through it. We're still in the early phases, of course. So we are working out. The first script, I was looking it over, and we worked out kind of the intro and outro, kind of my brand quote kind of thing, welcome to my channel, do this and that, Mm-hmm. But yet I'll still look through the script, and like I said, I'm analytical, and I have some concerns about sentence structure, and of course she, all of them, they're not native English speakers, of course, so they don't necessarily always know the nuances of the language. And I'll find myself, and I'm still willing to work with her, and we will figure out and grow together. But like currently she is like paraphrasing like every sentence, And so, of course, there's those times where the word can, make sure you can do this. She'll change it to like, make sure you may build on that island, and it was like those words that just don't quite fit, that we wouldn't normally say in the language.
Right.
I find myself nitpicking and changing those kinds of things and just, making it sound more natural English language kind of stuff. And she's like younger, she's in college, but she does a good job of writing. But I just know there's some of those things, you can't really get over unless you just want to give her a class on, grammar and everything.
Yeah, and it's even hard. Like even if you were to hire someone in the US, the English still may not be perfect, right? Because I understand, because I'm like that as well. Especially with like paragraphs and like writing, you could just kind of tell that it's like, oh, this person doesn't have good grammar. But again, like some people are different. Like me and you probably did really well in English class throughout high school and college. But I think when you're first getting started, that's one thing you have to kind of maybe let go a little bit if it's hurting the structure of your videos getting done on a quicker pace. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it is good to like keep mind of that, and
I'm worried that because as I try to find videos and I look at the script, I worry about, is she going to be able to write this in a well enough way that people aren't going to be watching it going, this sounds like the person doesn't know, even though actually the voiceover, she has like no accent, like her voice is nice, like very attractive, draw you into the luxury stuff, and like, I mean, it's actually surprising how good her English is. It sounds like an American, really.
Do you have her help out? Do you have her help out with the script a little bit, like a second review?
I hadn't thought of that. So far, my script writer, she has written 2 now. I went through it. I gave her notes. She said, thanks, I want to learn all this. And she'd asked if I should wait until, if she should wait until I reviewed the script before passing. And I was like, well, no, let's not slow things down. You go ahead and work on the next script, because the voice, I can work with the voiceover actress to make little notes, and she just re-records a clip or something. And so, she can't do anything else until the next script's written anyways. But I hadn't thought about the voiceover person. She is older too. She's like 28, 29, I think. And so of course she should have a little more knowledge and experience maybe.
I would just require that. That's what I have my people do as well, like my voiceovers. Just look over the script. If there's anything that doesn't seem correct, incorrect grammar or English, just switch it up and fix it. Because I mean, really, like they're a voiceover. I know their job is just to read the script, but at the same time, like if the script is not correct grammar, they should be fixing that.
I had brought up the topic. I had asked what they thought of this, because I said during our first like team call, I said my thoughts are it might be good for the voiceover and the script writer to work together, because obviously just for the flow of things too, the way the script writer writes it, she has a certain tone and style involved, in her mind, and then the voiceover, obviously would be easier to match, have some of that same kind of, and they both kind of agreed on that.
Yeah,
I guess.
Okay, well, I think that would be that's a easier solution for that than you having to go into every script and fix everything, because in the long term you can't be doing that.
So is it safe enough to just kind of let them work it out and not worry so much about proper grammar, and just because like I do know we're just making videos, we just want people to watch it for you say at least 3 minutes, to get enough time in or something.
Right. And as long as the bulk of the information is valuable and people are being educated on whatever topics you're talking about, then a little error in the grammar actually may create some engagement. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, true.
Because comments. People are trolling in the comments like, oh, you said this wrong or something.
I know she didn't wear that watch. I've seen that before.
so it's not always a bad thing.
All right. And just on a side note, later on, I would like to message you and just ask you for some advice on other sources and things like that.
For sure. Yeah. Send me a message on Messenger and you know, we could
That'd be
hit you.
on Facebook Messenger would be best.
Yes, Facebook.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds good. Thank you
Cool.
very much.
Awesome, Nathan. Okay. Let me see what we got here. Gulshana said, for thumbnails, do we need to use free stock pictures, or can we use any pictures, as my thumbnail maker wants pictures to do the thumbnail? So your thumbnail editor should be able to create something entirely on their own. Like I would give them something to model, and then they should go and create it. Like they should be the ones to source the images and everything, because that's what you're paying them to do. You shouldn't have to like necessarily find the pictures yourself. And it could be any images from the internet, as long as it's edited in some sort of way. Like if it's someone's face, like an actress or actor, like I've had clients ask me, well, isn't that copyright if I just take an image of some famous person and put it in my thumbnail? It's not if you cut out their face and you put you use their face and put some highlight around it and make it transformative in some sort of way. Now, if you grab a picture and then you use that exact picture for your thumbnail, there could be some copyright issues there per se, but nothing's going to happen. So yeah, that's what I would say for the thumbnail editor. Gemma said she'd been stuck trying to find the right team, finally got moving forward. She has 10 videos. I can finally launch my first video on the 1st of February. My question is, I have 4,000 watch hours, 1,000 subs, but I haven't received an email from YouTube that I'm qualified for monetization. So YouTube is not going to update you if you're qualified for monetization. What you'll have to do is, when you're logged into the YouTube Studio dashboard, on your left-hand side, there'll be a little monetization tab. You're going to click on that monetization. It's going to pull up the screen where it has like the dials kind of showing you if you're qualified or not. And then a little blue button will pop up that said, apply for monetization. Okay. And you click that button, then it will proceed to, you'll have to agree to the terms. You'll have to then connect an AdSense account, and then YouTube will email you within 48 hours. So that's how that works. Unfortunately, they don't update you if you're qualified yet. You have to kind of check yourself. Okay. What else?
Hey, just to make a note,
Yep.
on mine, that blue button, if you're not able to monetize, that blue button actually says, notify me when I'm eligible.
Oh, really? Okay. So they'll like send out an email if
That's
you
what
click
they
that
say.
button.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. I mean, I would just check like daily. if you're that close, just check daily to see if you meet the monetization requirements, and then click the apply for monetization. Okay, Gemma, hopefully that answers your question. James?
Yeah, I have a question about going back to micro workers again. So in micro workers today, I had major issues where when I had them do a job, it seems like all they were doing was just coming in, saying the job is done, basically moving the cursor to the end of the video and taking a snapshot. And I could see that, I think I sent a message stating that if I have an 8-minute video, within a minute, it'll say that it's all, their micro workers will say their job is done. So I remember a few weeks ago, you said something about setting up a campaign where you can tell how long they actually did the work. And so I was trying to find that and set that up, but I couldn't find anything specific on that.
Okay, so let me share my screen and then we could dive into it. So the first thing you're going to need to do is ask for auto approval for TTV campaigns, because TTV campaign is the one where you can log in and see how long each worker took to complete the task. And if it took them less than 3 minutes, and you specifically said in the job like must watch video for 3 minutes and it's less, then you could mark them as incomplete. So you'd basically come in here, and then there will be preset templates, create TTV. And then if you go to choose template, there will be preset templates in here. Like, let me actually go to preview and see what comes up. Looks a little different on my end. One sec. Oh, my templates. There we go. So you go to my templates and create a template. What I did was I scrolled down to the bottom. I think they have one that says YouTube, like, comment, and subscribe. So you'll press clone.
Yep, I did that. Okay.
Okay. And then you'll update this. Like, this first step will be what I told you in the program. Like, go to, youtube.com and search, blank, and watch the entire video titled blank, and then must watch 4 minutes. That's kind of a sweet spot, 4 minutes of the video for tasks to get credit. And then thumbs up, and then this could be subscribe or comment. And then you'll go to you could type in here, I believe. Let me see. Like, you could say screenshot comment as proof. Okay. And then save and preview. So that template was saved. And then you could go ahead and create a campaign. And then you'll choose that template like that. And it already has everything pulled up. It already has everything that you wrote in here. So you don't have to worry about that. And then you'll create the campaign. So that's kind of how you do it. I don't personally do them because it does take a lot of time to individually check each worker.
Right.
You have to also get approved for auto approval for TTV campaigns, which will take a while. But
right.
if you want to, it's a good idea.
All right, now go back. So everything you explained is pretty much just like the basic campaign. What I'm trying to understand is, like, where is the metric where I can see how long they've done the work? That's what I don't see.
Yeah, let me go in here. One sec. Let me try to find the yeah, this one. So let me see if there's anyone in the chat who is good at this. No, unfortunately, there's no. Andrew, have you ever done a TTV or no? Or Courtney?
I've never done a TTV.
No. Same. No, I've never done it before.
Okay. I know Nick is the one that's good at it. So Nick, basically, do you, James, has your TTV campaign been approved and workers actually came through?
No, because when I did it, I just couldn't see any metric or whatever that I'd be like actually keying off of. So no, I can set up one to get approved.
Okay.
I know how to set one up, but it was just that was a issue that I was running into.
Let me do one this week so that I could show you the workers, and when you click on each worker, like you would in a basic campaign, there is a little tab that will show you how long it took them to do the job. So let me do a campaign, and then next week I'll show it on the call. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, that'll be good. And I might as well put a recording in the course too.
Okay. And then another question I have, and this is me being analytical myself, has to do with, so I'm in the movie recap niche. And so I've loaded 1, 2, 3. I just started uploading videos this past week. And I have 4 videos uploaded. And like my first video only got like 14 views. The second video got 5 views. The third video got 7 views. And then the fourth video I just uploaded today, it's at 76, but most of those views are micro worker views. Mm-hmm. And so I'm trying to get an idea of like, okay, why? I understand that YouTube typically throws you some impressions just to see what's going on, but I'm trying to figure out why aren't I getting any views? I even went as far as to change out my thumbnail to another movie recap niches person's thumbnail for the same movie, where they got like millions of views on it, and I'm getting jack. So I'm trying to figure out
Were you
what's
able
going
to
on there.
were you able to see if you're ranking for any keywords for that particular movie?
I can see that, like, for instance, I was trying to rank for a movie recap and then the name of the movie. And so because I did notice one of my first movies that I put out, the views did come from the keyword movie recap. And so I'm trying to figure out. So I went back and switched all my other movies to start with the movie recap and then the name of the movie. But outside of that, it doesn't seem like it's doing anything. So what I was thinking was like, okay, maybe the movies that don't have any views and this is a two-part question, can I delete all of those movies and then re-upload them with a better tag and title? And will YouTube look at that as a new movie or a new video upload? Or will they kind of look at it as, hey, this is the same thing you've already uploaded?
I don't see them looking at it as the same thing you've already uploaded if you deleted it off your channel, right?
Right.
It would be a fresh video. But I'm trying to get a better, can you send me the URL via Messenger just so I could kind of do an audit and see like what type of movie, or, you know, is it a recent movie, or is it a specifically like or is this like older movies?
Yeah, all of these will be recent movies in the last year or so.
Yeah, I mean, that's a niche I've never gone into, but I would imagine you'd be trying to rank for the exact movie title or a specific actor or actress in that movie. And those would kind of be the two keywords you'd be going for, because that would have the most search volume. Because that's your goal right now, is to get search. And then once you get search, because you boost it with the micro workers, so you're ranking a little higher for those specific keywords, a specific actor, actress, or movie, then YouTube will say, hey, okay, this video is doing well in search. Now let's throw it some of that organic suggested views.
Okay. So that's what we're trying to do. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of the whole strategy with this system, is like ranking really high for search for keywords with high search volume, is so that we can at least get some initial impressions and views organically from search, and then, you know, YouTube kind of feeds the suggested views later.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
I can try that.
Cool. Yeah, and if you want me to do an audit, I could do that too. I could do that for you as well.
All right.
Awesome. Was that all, James?
For now, if I have another question, I'll come back in.
Okay, sounds good. Cool. Trent.
Okay. Yeah. I just had a couple when you were talking about micro workers, to see if you've actually split tested. Like, is there any difference between doing the basic and TTV, except that you can see, or do you find one does better than the other, or it's don't even worry about that, like in terms of?
I mean, personally, I just do the basic. That it just works faster and better for me. But I have had clients use the TTV because they just want to, you know, save every penny and not waste it on those, you know, 5 to 15 micro workers that aren't doing a good job. You know what I mean? But
I got you. And then the other question too was, have you split tested? Like, do you notice a difference if you do choose more like USA Western versus Asia and Africa, like on basic campaign, or is it just get the views? Like, obviously from the ones you specifically said.
So
that makes sense.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. For your niche, I would say the Asia and Africa is going to work better.
Okay.
You know, for the make money stuff. And it's more cost effective too. You know.
Okay, I got you. I just didn't know if, like, because I know in your training, I know that like we changed, you said it was a little cheaper from Asia and Africa. Yeah. And I know your original training, I think it was, I don't remember, it was either international or USA Western, but it was like an extra, I don't know, 10 cents, which for me is not a big deal. I just didn't know if you've actually split tested to see if you notice a difference, but that was just kind of my random question.
I mean, the difference is so small. When I first started doing the international, I was trying to get the most English speaking countries without paying for them, you know, And that was kind of my way of weaving around selecting US only. And but then when I tried Asia and Africa, which was actually more recent, like, you know, early or late last year, I noticed that, you know, there wasn't much of a significant difference, but the cost was a big difference over time, especially if you have, you know, 7 channels, you're microworkering like on a daily basis, it adds up. So yeah.
And have you tested like any different times, like on a new channel, like, you know, the 150, the 200, the 250, 300, you've kind of like personally found like on newer channels?
Like how many I send?
Yeah, no, like the actual speed of it comes in.
I usually leave it on 100 just because they come in so fast for me that I think it's just safe to leave it on 100. But I used to do 1,000 and then I tapered it down to 500, the speed. And then now I taper it down to 100 because they come in way too fast.
And do you notice that though, like as a big difference, like when you get some videos like maybe go more viral because it comes in slower and then versus, because currently I do like 250.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be much of a difference between 100 and 250. I mean, it's still going to come in within the first hour. I just do it personally because I don't want to trigger anything weird. Like I don't want YouTube to see like, you know.
So it doesn't really help if a video goes viral. It's just more for safety reasons.
Yeah, it's more for just peace of mind. Yeah.
Okay. I got you. All right, man.
Yep.
Cool. Thank you.
Awesome. Joey said, do you have any tips in regarding to the keyword selection? I've been using vidIQs for keyword research, but I'm always concerned that I might not be doing the best job. Do you suggest we use all 500 characters allowed? Any other keyword tips? So Joey, I filmed 2 vidIQ training videos in the program, a little bit newer. Those ones definitely go through those. But 500 characters, I would max it out. You might as well, right? It's going to help you from the beginning with your channel. I would max out that tag box, the keyword box, and that goes for everyone in here. Just max it out. It doesn't hurt. It only helps. And then keyword tips. Yeah, so with keywords, I think Trent kind of touched on this. It's better if you refine to like 2 to 3 main keywords and keep, you know, finding variations of that. For instance, you know, there was a client doing a video on like Kathy Woods, which she's a hedge fund manager. And, you know, having Kathy Woods, you know, Kathy Woods ARK Invest, Kathy Woods 2022, Kathy Woods investment strategy, Kathy Woods, you know, like keep going with that because you might hit one of those instead of doing like a bunch of different types of like stock market investing, Kathy Woods, inflation. You know, when you're trying to hit a bunch of different keywords, it doesn't work as well as if you were to just focus on maybe 2 to 3 specific ones, and then doing a lot of variations of those. That's what I found works best for me. So that's my tip for that. Patrick.
Hey, can you hear?
You're lagging a little bit, Patrick. Are you there? Okay, it might be better. I think you're lagging a bit. If you just type your question, and I'll answer it for you. Would that work better? Yeah, Patrick, you're still lagging pretty bad. Let me I'll have to mute because you're like echoing too. So just if you type it, I'll answer it. I think that'll be better.
Still can't hear me?
Okay, there we go. Yeah, I can hear you now. Okay. No, Patrick? All right. Yeah, if you just type your question, I think that'll be easier. I can answer it very easily. Cool. Was there any other questions as well?
I guess, do you have any more info about, I guess, using that micro worker strategy when you're auto approved on a video that's already going viral to get the first, set of.
Yeah, that will work. I was actually trying to answer the question for the TTV.
Patrick, you're still kind of lagging there. But James, what were you gonna say? You were saying something about.
I was going to see if you guys have any, like, has anybody else tried that? Does anybody else have any data or tips or tricks as it relates to try to get people's eyeballs on your videos or on your channel to get more subscribers? Like, I have this theory now that, so a lot of our subscribers, of course, in the first 1,000 were fake, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so when we upload a new video, a lot of those, YouTube sends those out to our quote unquote fake subscribers. And
Right.
so if they don't respond, and I'm thinking YouTube is like burying our videos. And so my thought is like, okay, maybe I should spend more time trying to get real subscribers to my channel, so that when I do send it out, those people respond, and it sends more positive signals back to YouTube to actually promote my video. And so in going through that rabbit hole, I'm like, okay, well, how do I get new subscribers? And so I thought about the thing that you talked about. And I was just trying to find out if anybody else has applied that strategy. Did they figure out how to best utilize it? And so on and so forth.
Yeah, so as far as the TTV or even like the comment strategy.
The comment strategy, not necessarily the TTV. Yeah, because I even tell my workers now, don't subscribe.
Okay.
Because I don't want them subscribing because they're not real.
Yeah,
I mean, they're real, but they're not really interested.
Yeah, it's true. And I mean, some of them maybe you'll see some of them just subscribe because they're actually interested. But yeah, and that's why I say, like, when you hit around 3,000 to 4,000 subs, that's kind of when you see your first video kind of pop off and go viral, because the first 1,000 are fake. When you get to 2,000, okay, now you have 1,000 that are real, and then maybe you'll get like 200 of them to watch your videos consistently. Mm-hmm. I would say when you get about 300 to 400 to watch consistently right off the bat, that's when you have a lot of organic push from your own audience. So, that's why it does take a little bit of time to get to that point. And we're pretty heavily reliant on the search method at first, right? Okay. But yeah, the comment strategy, I would say, is probably the best thing right now as far as getting, subscribers and viewership that is organic, 100% organic. And one comment could get you subscribers daily for a long time, right? As long as it stays ranked on that particular viral video. So yeah, that's what I noticed has worked pretty well for me. Patrick said, when you click each worker to rate them, the top of each worker's rating page shows how long it took them to complete the task. I make each worker watch the video before I select approval. Yeah, and I'll go ahead and film. I'll go ahead and film one just so you could see, in person firsthand how that looks. Cool. Okay. Nico?
Yeah, hey, how you doing?
How's it going? Okay? Welcome to the group.
Thank you, man. I was accepted to the Facebook group and got on this video right when you started. So
awesome.
I just wanted to introduce myself, say hi. I watched the first 3 videos in the course and kind of jump right in here real quick. And just listening to some of your existing members here brought up a couple questions, but my, I need to learn everything. Obviously, I'm new to it all here as far as YouTube goes, but in your original marketing material, I do have a personal Facebook group. I mean, a personal Facebook page that I've had for like 2 years, and I probably got like 10 videos on there and like 25 subscribers, right? Because I never did anything. I never, I didn't know how to do anything. I got one video on there that has like 25,000 views, but I don't know how that happened. But besides that, creating new faceless pages is what I joined here to do. But I also, are you saying I can also learn how to build my existing group page because it is my personal name. Is that something that I could do as well in addition to building the faceless pages?
Oh, 100%. So you have a personal channel as well?
I have a personal channel, and the reason why I did that is because I have a Facebook business page with like 12,000 followers. I have a lot of Facebook groups for my coaching business. I do have another coaching business. I'm in the crypto space and the investing and trading space. So that was going to be my, those are going to be my niches as far as even the faceless ones, possible personal, finance and stuff like that. But yeah. I have a large Facebook group with like 700 members where we coach and teach people how to trade. And I was going to maybe use my regular profile page, my real name page, to maybe do more videos on that.
Yeah, I mean, that's an asset right there, to even boost if you're doing faceless crypto channels as well, to boost those as well. But yeah, you're going to see that a lot of these methods that I taught in the program, these were actually things that, probably half of the things I figured out testing on my personal channel way back in the day, like, 2018, like, right. And then I applied to like the faceless channels, these same strategies like micro workers. So cool.
Cool. Sorry to interrupt you. Do you think staying in the same niche for all of my, let's say my goal is to build up to 10 of these channels, should I stay all in the money niche if that's my primary passion and what I do is trade and crypto and all that stuff, or does it not matter?
I would say no more than 4 channels in the crypto niche. Like if you have a personal and then you have like 4, cash flow channels, faceless channels in the crypto, I would say probably any more than that, and you might be oversaturating yourself. It might be better to like diversify.
Yeah, I would probably only do 1 in the crypto niche other than my personal channel because I trade, but I also have written 3 books that are published on Amazon and on Audibles, and I've already hired voiceovers for those, right? And those books are already on Audible. One is, on mindset and, entrepreneurship and stuff like that. So I would probably do 1 in that niche. But I noticed that you had mentioned that like the motivation niche is something that probably should not be done because of copyright stuff.
Yeah, I mean, unless you have your own type of content there, that you could utilize. Or I
don't know if I had enough to put a bunch of videos together, maybe one video, but
for sure.
But, all right.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, no, I would definitely use your personal, you could utilize all these methods for your personal channel as well. It's to start ranking for some of those crypto keywords, some of the trading and investing keywords. Yeah.
All right. One more thing. Does it matter that my personal channel has been around so long without any activity? Could it still revive it, or does it need to be a new channel?
No, I would say since it's like an aged account, I would just hit the ground running with it and see where it goes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, cool, man. Well, I'm looking forward to getting in. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Awesome, Nico. Great to have you here. All right. Let's see, Trent.
Yeah. The one thing I did that the other guy brought up that I forgot was the commenting strategy. I tried that a couple times. Is it one of those things where I just have to keep hoping one gets to the top? Because I've done it 3 times and just haven't been successful at it. So I know if it's just one of those, like you just keep doing it and then hope one sticks, or if I'm doing it wrong.
Yeah, that's something I do consistently now every week. I'll do like 3 videos and hope one sticks. And usually I get 1 or 2 to stick. But what you could do is also try to find videos that are not, top 10 trending, because those are going to be the hardest to rank up top. Okay. But you could maybe try to find something that's, a little bit lower on the list, like maybe top 30 or top 50, something that doesn't have, 10 million views. Maybe it has like 500,000, but still has the YouTube channel has a couple million subscribers, and go for those types of channels too.
Okay. Because I tried going for some big ones because I was impressed of how, you're in training, you had that music video, which, had like 3 or 4 million. So I tried like a couple. I just went trending and did music, And I did one like, at the weekend when he had his album come out and so on. It doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
But I just tried to see if it would go on. And I was like, oh, well, let me talk to Ryan just to see if it's more of a numbers game. Like if I do 10, I hope 2 stick. Because I guess once it's up there, it stays. And also one of the problems I did have was really keeping them, like some of the micro workers on the commenting, they're really bad. And then checking like 100 of those is like ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Like they'll comment, like I'll tell them to comment under my comments, but I can tell they're not doing it properly because you can see in the newest, all these like people from India and everyone else is like, it's like flooding it, but they're not doing it under my comment. Like maybe half of them.
Oh,
you see
like
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
They're just commenting on the music video, even though I give them the specific comment. I say newest, and I'll get like, I'll do 100 and maybe like 60 do it properly. And then it'll just look weird. And then it's almost like, here comes all the fake comments kind of deal. So, and to check all that was really a pain. I even tried to see my proofreading. I'm like, oh my God, if I had to do 100 of this, I know I get 30 or 50 subs, but man, that's going to take me like almost like 40 minutes to an hour. Cause checking those are completely, it's weird.
Yeah, no. So on the description, do you tell them reply to my comment with like, what do you say?
I just say reply to my comment. And then I did the strategy that you talked about in the last one saying, do you prefer like The Weeknd over like Kanye? And if it happens to be that song, and then none of them even replied that either, like maybe 10%, and they replied, nice video.
I would say reply who you like better.
That's what I said. That's what and more full sentence is what I said. Like I did it in a complete sentence saying, reply with who is your favorite artist, the Kanye or like say.
Oh, they weren't replying?
Yeah, they were replying like it was my video, like, oh, great video. Your music is excellent.
Oh, but they weren't giving the answer.
Yeah, I would say the answer out of 100, I would get maybe like 10 or 15 that actually could follow it. It was very strange and they're flooding. So I know there's not a way to do it, or, if you had that kind of problem when you've done it, or if I just got unlucky.
And that's something that I'll create in the TTV campaign. But what you can do is, for this specific action is create a TTV. I got to get approved for auto approval with TTV. But once you have a good group of workers, you exclude those ones that are doing bad, right? And then you hire just that awesome group that is replying with a full sentence or exactly what you told them to. And then you can use that group every time you do this strategy now.
Yeah, that's a good idea because I don't use TTV just because I think basic campaigns is way easier for me. So I don't have the auto approval, but it seems like that would actually be very beneficial just because they don't do their job. So it's like, all right, I pay for 100 and I get 60 when if I could get 100, it's probably a better chance to stay up there. But yeah, I was just kind of curious because I've done it 3 times and I haven't gotten lucky or got on top, but I did pick really high videos that were like one day that were kind of trending just to give it a shot. I was like, oh, let me just try because you got to try it. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm with that strategy.
Yeah, I would say try a little bit less trendier of videos, something that's a little further down on the list. And then also try different niches too, like gaming.
Yeah, I was thinking of like, honestly, if you go to Minecraft games, even though there's kids, they get so many views and they don't have a lot of replies. So I did think about doing that because if you go to gaming, almost everything that's trending is Minecraft. It's ridiculous. And they get like 5 million views, but obviously their CPA is super low. So they're not really making as much money, but you are getting eyeballs.
Yeah.
So
you're getting eyeballs and, I would try it. I would try it in gaming.
All right, man. Yep. I'll do some of that you said and I'll let you know how it works out. Thank you.
Cool. Sounds good. Ricardo.
Hey, Ryan, can you hear me?
Yeah. How's it going, man?
Cool, bro. Yeah, I just not really a question, but just some feedback on like the stuff we chatted about last week on the channel, like not mixing the videos, and I wanted to change up the videos and stuff.
Yeah.
So I managed to get a few kind of make money online videos done, and just to split test, we've put one up and that's done like about 420 views in the first day.
Oh wow.
And normally we'll get like 200 views for like 2 weeks on the other videos. So I'm just thinking that I'm not sure whether YouTube's the channel's already kind of in the algorithm. So they are sending impressions and stuff that we've been building on. So I've got a few more that I'm going to put up this week. I'll kind of keep you in the loop because I know, and then obviously if this takes off, then I'm going to probably zone in on this and just be uploading these types of videos and put the other ones on the back burner and not do that there. But I know you said kind of don't split it and do separate stuff, but I just wanted to test and see if I would get the views on it, and it obviously did. Got some, I think I got like 60 new subs as well, organic subs, because I don't get my micro workers to sub, but I think some of them do, but I probably like the content, so that's why probably some of them did do that there. But yeah, I've taken your advice as well, so I've just got like another channel going around on the background now to be more specific. But yeah, from what we've chatted, I think this is probably going to be the best way kind of moving forward, because like 420 views in a day, that's like the most. I've got a few, I've got like one or two that's gone like over 600, but that's taken like a few weeks, and this has done it like within a day. So it's like currently on day 2.
Very nice.
So yeah, so that's basically where I'm at. Cool, man. Just wanted to just let you know about that.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. No, that's great. I've seen that because I've done a few audits this week on clients, and yeah, what I'm seeing is some of you have some viral videos. So I'm like, wow, you got a video that got, a couple thousand views or a few thousand views. Double down on that type of content, because obviously that's kind of where your audience is leaning towards. And really, you can't get that data until 2 to 3 weeks in. And then you really see kind of what's working best, Yeah.
And I think especially with the video that I just like kind of did, obviously on the make money one, but like if you use the vidIQ stuff, the keyword and the competition's like really low. So if you get the right keywords going and with the search, that like really helps. Because I think I'm like searching for like 5 terms on that tag list. So I sent basically 30 on the full title, like what Andrew does like every day, he like the entire thing. And then I waited 4 hours, and then I saw what I was ranking for and what I wanted to rank for. And then I sent like another 30. So like out of the 420, like just 60 is micro workers and the rest is all organic, I'm supposing. Yeah.
Nice.
So that's just basically what I'm going to be doing now. I think I'm going to send 60, but do 30 on the full thing with the proper keywords, and then whatever I'm specifically ranking for, and try and get that in there as well.
Yeah.
And
that's
if that works.
It's a great strategy, just to further those keywords. I like that strategy. It's like the triple stacking method, but if you do it twice, that's fine too.
That's what I'm doing. Yeah. Cool. Thanks.
Awesome. Great to hear, Ricardo. Cool. Sanjeev.
Can you hear me, Ryan?
Yeah. How's it going, man?
Good, man. Just came across one channel. They pretty much do in the, I think, NFL niche.
Okay.
Can you have a look? It's pretty interesting because this channel they started, I believe, probably 2 weeks ago. Hang on, let me put it on the chat. Yeah.
Okay.
And if you can break it down, I don't know if they're been not monetized. They're not. They're pretty much copying other stuff. All they did is pretty much. All they did is getting clips from other channel and they're compiling it together.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm actually not sure, but if I'm just trying to find ways to maybe do what they do, but maybe do in a better way. Hang on, let me put it on the chat.
Okay.
Because they got only 1,500 subs. And the amount of views they're getting is like insane. Hang on.
Is it copyrighted content too, or let's see? Oh wow, geez, yeah, they are getting a bit of views. Cool. Let me share this one on the screen. Take a look.
Like they just started
12 days ago.
Yeah, that's that's funny. This is their 70-minute video. That's great. That is definitely not an NFL player.
They're probably one of our guys.
Yeah, I mean, maybe. Interesting. let me see.
So I'm trying to find out ways, because what I did is before I started a channel, like I copy the video and I copy the thumbnails and upload on a like brand new channel, so that way I can see. But I just got copyright straight away. So
yeah, and that's what I'm thinking, because so this niche is so hard. Like NFL, I tried football, like soccer. And those organizations, they like own every clip, because they can automatically, it was like a 4-second clip and they automatically knew that was theirs and they copyrighted me. So I tried the sports niche and it's extremely hard. So I don't know, this person may be getting copyrighted too. You never know.
But I don't think it's monetized anyway. I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, they may not be monetized yet, or they just got monetized, but all their videos are copyrighted. Like you would never be able to tell.
Or maybe one thing I'm thinking is they're just growing these channels so they can run traffic to maybe other channel, or maybe do like a shout out, promo.
Yeah, or Sanjeev, they could be kind of doing this. I've seen another channel where they're not monetized. It's an NBA channel. They're not monetized, but they drive stuff on the affiliate links down below in the descriptions, and they sell kind of their merch and stuff like iPhone covers and stuff like that there. So they're not monetized, but they're getting like hundreds and thousands of views, but people are clicking on their link and buying stuff from their shop, basically. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, that could be what they're trying to do. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to try. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, it'd be interesting to try, like maybe downloading one of their videos and re-uploading it to your channel or a dummy channel, and just to see whether or not it gets copyrighted.
Yeah, I got copyrights on two of the videos, so I don't know.
You tried it already?
Yeah, I tried it. Yeah.
Okay.
One thing I'm thinking is, if I want to do this niche like properly, I think I'll have to do the voiceover and just maybe adding more value to it if I want to do it properly. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, there's ways to do it, like use more images than video clips, resizing and then doing the voiceover for sure. But
because if you see, they started probably 12 days ago, crazy views.
Yeah, the only risk I see is just the copyright stuff with specifically sports, because these organizations, for some reason, they are so I don't know the correct word, but they're just so like strict on that's their content, So I don't know why, but yeah, that's the risk I see in this particular niche. So that's why I don't particularly go for it. But yeah, Matthew said there's ads. Yeah, and Matthew, there could be ads still. Like YouTube will put ads on any channel now, even if you're not monetized. So YouTube's getting their money no matter what. So yeah, but yeah, thank you for sharing that, Sanjeev.
Thank you.
I was going to say, it could be, again, I think you mentioned earlier, it could be a situation where they're getting copyrighted, but they look at it to just push that traffic elsewhere.
Yeah,
so that'll be something to watch. Yeah,
there could be some long-term value there. Maybe they're planning on selling this page to a sports organization or a company that sells sports merch. So you never know, because we're still new on YouTube. I feel like YouTube's still so new, like, because you see people doing that with Instagram. Like, that's an old thing now. Like, everyone has a motivational page or some sort of like sports page right on Instagram. Now with Reels, it's easier than ever to build an audience there. But I feel like now people are going to start shifting towards YouTube and doing the same thing, getting like verified accounts and selling them.
Yeah, but I think in terms of YouTube, I think they're getting more strict in terms of which channels they're actually monetizing and stuff like that. So, but there's gonna be ways around doing other things to make money. But like in terms of YouTube, they're pretty, like when I started maybe one and a half years ago, really not that strict, but now they're just so strict.
Yeah, it's getting harder and harder. And that's why I'm like, getting monetized alone is a big hurdle. That's a big accomplishment because, you know, when I first started on YouTube, you just click a button. You didn't even have to have 1,000 subscribers and watch hours. And then they implemented that. And now they're, you know, even more strict on the copyright stuff. So, yeah. Patrick said, so when we're uploading videos to YouTube and going through the process of vidIQ for SEO, is the number beside the ranking words, phrases supposed to be bigger or smaller? So smaller, the smaller the number, the better, right? Because if you're ranked number 1 for that specific keyword, you know, you're at the top of the search. So that's what you look for in vidIQ. Nico?
Yeah, hey, question. I noticed some of these channels, like the ones that we're trying to help build for ourselves, the name of the channel is actually a website, or you know, it's a .com, like something.com. Is that beneficial to have a website built on your Facebook page name, and then have links underneath that maybe goes to a website with other content or monetize offers there, or is that just more work?
Yeah, I don't know if I would put the website in the like, I know like alux.com, they do it for their luxury channel, but I don't see it necessarily being a benefit unless that was your, you know, company channel or something like that. But for your personal brand, like, I would just use your name. And then for the cash flow channels, just come up with something that's maybe searchable, you know, if it's like a stock investing channel or crypto investing channel, come up with a name that's going to be, you know, catchy or searchable, which would help. But not necessarily your website name, because the goal of the cash flow channels is not to put links in the descriptions, because you'll see that'll actually affect your ad revenue a bit, because you know, I would say by 30%, because you're directing people off the platform, and YouTube does count that as an end session, which, you know, you're bringing people off their platform, so they're not going to give you as much ad revenue, versus you don't have any links down there, or you have a link to a playlist on your channel. Someone clicks that and keeps watching on YouTube, you're going to get, you know, more ranking in the algorithm, and you're going to earn more ad revenue.
I see, because I've seen it both ways. I've also seen people with links and also have long videos, but with no ads at all. Is that I mean, I know you used to have a choice, but I heard that recently you don't even have a choice about the ads.
Yeah, you don't have a choice now. They're going to put ads on your videos no matter what. So, yeah. But okay. Yeah, just something to keep in mind for the cash flow channels. For your personal channel, you know, links, obviously you're going to put those there. But, you know, different strategy, right? You're trying to make more of the revenue on the back end with your services and your products. So, and
you think the name of the actual cash flow channel should also be a common name that's searchable, not something unique that no one's ever heard of before?
I mean, it could be something unique, but if it's something searchable, that may help, as long as it's not like, you know, crypto or something. Like, obviously you're not going to rank that may hurt your channel if your channel name was just crypto or cryptocurrency or something like that, because, you know, millions of people are searching that and making videos on that topic. So your channel will actually not even show when you search crypto. Your channel is not going to pop up to the top. It's going to be someone else's video, right?
Right.
So, you know, be careful if you do a searchable name, that could be a big benefit, but make sure it's like maybe 2 words and something that is like not super highly searched, but kind of somewhere in the middle. Yeah. If you get what I mean.
It reminds me of the ALUX that you're talking about, because that's not a name anybody would search.
Yeah.
Unless they already know the brand and they're trying to find it, but it's not like a word that means anything, right? So,
right.
But they're still, you know, have millions of views and millions of subscribers. So they got to that point somehow.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but there's examples out there, I'm sure, like in the crypto space, you know, people with their names that's kind of, I'm trying to search right now. see if I could see anything.
I actually have a registered brand trademarked name that is a combination of two words. It's a play on words. It's a play on words, but no one would ever search for it specifically. I was going to use that as one of the channel names, but
yeah,
I don't know.
Like I see one person, their name is Digital Asset News. You know, digital asset that's a search term, right?
Right.
And then he just threw news at the end, but it's not something it's not like let me search it and see what comes up. Okay, and then I'll share my screen. You see, when I search digital asset news, his channel actually pops up to the top. Highly searched, right? 116,000 views per month. But, you know, the competition is extremely low. So, you know, he pops up to the top. Now, if this was something that was, you know, a lot of competition, like people were making videos about digital asset news or whatever, then this channel would not be here. It would be like way down at the bottom, right?
All right.
Yeah. So, yeah, just to give you an idea.
Yeah. No, makes sense.
Cool. Awesome, Nico. Was that all?
There was something else, but I forgot. I guess my concern was yeah, as far as the name, let's say you start one of these channels and it gets up to, you know, hundreds of thousands of subscribers and you're making 30 grand a month from it. And then someone else says, well, I have the name of your channel is my company name or something like that. Do these names that you come up with should you copyright them, trademark them or anything like that?
I think when you get to a certain point, yeah, if you have hundreds of thousands of views, maybe consider doing that, you know, filing for a copyright or a trademark. But I mean, usually if you search, like what I'll do is I'll search the name of, you know, like for instance, digital asset news, and I'll go to channel and I'll see like who has, you know, with the channel with that name. And if they have like 5,000 subscribers or more, I'm not gonna mess with that name because there's obviously like a brand there, even if they don't have the trademark to it. You know, there's like a first use rule. If they used it first, you know, they could still potentially like trademark you. But
what if someone's name is like one letter off?
Yeah, I see, and it's really gray area there because on their part too, like even if you did take someone's name, like they will have to file with YouTube, and then YouTube will have to serve you that paper, right, or whatever the whatever it is, a cease and desist, and then like it would be a process, you know what I mean? Like you'd really have to be doing damage to their business for them to be like, I'm gonna go trademark.
Ironically, they've been on YouTube with that name longer than I would be, but I registered as a trademark and I copyrighted the name before they had their YouTube channel. So my point, I don't know if I would win that battle or they would, because YouTube would stick with them because they were on YouTube first. But interestingly enough, I had the name longer than they did.
Oh, okay. Is this like a totally random name, or is this the actual one that I searched?
Well, actually, it's cryptid. You can look it up. It's Crypto Renegades. My company is Crypto Renegades with an S, and they have a YouTube channel that's Crypto Renegade. Singular.
Oh, I see.
And he actually even changed his name, and he's in the process of changing his name, which is funny, to a name that's not even as good. But I don't know why. But I just kind of wondering if I just started the channel with that name, would it matter or not? Since mine is plural and his is singular.
Yeah, I mean, it's gray area. I'm not a lawyer, so I really don't know, but I do know that, you know, like for some, if you wanted to go after that person, it's gonna $10,000 retainer. Yeah, it's the whole 9 yards. So it has to.
I know it's a pain in the neck, and the only reason I'm even considering is because I already have the website, I already have the registered name, the trademark, and Facebook groups. I'm the only one on Facebook with that name, so it's like I already built a business around that name.
Yeah, but you know, it happens. Like someone sent me back in the day when I had one of my first programs, it was called Stock Market Mastery, and someone sent me a cease and desist, even though I used that name before they registered the trademark, you know. But my lawyer was like, you're already paying me a retainer. Do you want me to do you want to continue paying and kind of go through this rabbit hole, or do you want to just change the name? And for me, I was like, I'm just going to change the name,
Yeah.
because obviously it was more important to them to have that name. So, yeah,
Right.
I wouldn't be too worried about it, but what I do search is I will see if their channel if they have 5,000 or more subs, I'll stay away from that name because I don't want to deal with the issues later on.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But great question for sure.
Yeah, I'm probably overthinking it, but it's all good. Appreciate it.
Yep, of course. Cool. And then we'll finish up with Sanjeev.
Ryan, with the brand new channel, when you're starting with the micro workers, do you find that most of the traffic is coming from India, and then second US, and after that, just I don't know, whatever country?
From the micro workers specifically, or just overall on that video that I boost?
No, just the overall channel traffic.
Yeah, from a new channel. Yeah, India will be up there, Philippines, US. Those are usually the top three.
Right, okay. Because I'm just a bit concerned. The traffic is the most traffic coming from India, then US, then I think it's Canada.
Okay.
So I'm just wasn't sure.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be too worried. A good portion of subscribers are going to come from India. There's a lot of people over there, so yeah, I wouldn't be too worried about it. Now, if 80% are coming from India, then YouTube's obviously sending your channel, suggesting it next to maybe some Indian channels. Then you have to worry what's going on.
Okay. Because later on I wanted to have most US, so I don't know how that's going to work. Or is it because we're using micro workers, that's why it's going to India?
No, because I mean you're sending only 30 or 60 max, right? You're not sending more than 90, right? Because in the program I don't say don't send more than 90. So I don't see that making a significant difference. If you're afraid of that, then you could use international on micro workers, and then diesel, or you can select obviously India I don't even think is on there, or if it is, don't select it, right? Just only select the countries that you want to include.
Because I think if it's India, most of the traffic, then the CPM is gonna be super low. So that's how I was thinking.
Yeah. Or you could use Asia and Africa and just select United Arab Emirates, Philippines, and maybe just a few more that doesn't have India included. Yeah.
Oh, good. Thank you.
Cool. Awesome. I'm going to answer these last two. So Joey said, so vidIQ, we're supposed to be choosing the keyword with the lowest number. Yeah. Yes. If you've been doing the opposite, definitely you want to choose the ones with the lowest number, because that means that it's ranking, if it's number 8, that's better than number 13, right? Because ranking number 8 for the keyword. Patrick said, I made 3 vids public. The first one 2 days ago, almost 300 views. Second yesterday, almost 200. I sent 30 micro workers to each vid. I've been putting the high SEO words instead of the low ones. Okay, that's totally fine. Just going forward, just make sure the lower SEO, the number that's lower, that's the keyword that you want to rank for, because you're already ranking very high in search for it. Okay. Cool. Awesome, everyone. A great call. I'll put the recording up tonight. And if you have any more questions, reach out to me via Messenger, Facebook group, and I'll see everyone next week. All right. Take care.
Thank you, Ryan. Bye.
Have a good weekend.